Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, it's finally here. I'm going to be showing you guys my Gladiator basic to advanced full guide. So I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to go through, show you guys all of the combos and how they all work. So I'm going to break it all down for you and then I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of advanced combos, okay? So I got some stuff that are a bit easy to do and then some long formed ones, but you will need to learn all of this to be an extremely effective Gladiator. Now the Gladiator's playstyle revolves around a few key moves. The first one is the foot pin. You're going to be using a lot of foot pinning. It's pretty damn insane, especially in 4v4. It's damn right cancerous, but we'll get into that later. The second one is the skewer, which basically does a heavy bleed. Keep in mind, both the foot pin and the skewer are unblockables. The other one you're going to be using is a whole bunch of jabs and a bunch of feints. And all that's going to be mixed in with some light attacks and heavy attacks. Now, keep in mind, I am using a Xbox controller, so whatever you guys are playing on, just convert whatever I'm doing to what you are playing on. And keep in mind, I will be versing level 0 and 1 bots because it's a lot easier to basically do the guide and tell you guys all the information properly without me getting flustered and trying to concentrate too much on, you know, blocking and not getting my ass kicked. It's just easier for me to get the information out to you guys properly. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? Alright guys, so here we are with the Gladiator and I absolutely adore this guy. To be completely honest with you, he is balanced but yet extremely strong. I reckon he's going to go up to one of the top tiers for sure. This guy is amazing with the shit you can do with him. Now, he is a short range to medium range character, okay? He does have a trident, but do not confuse that with the fact that he has long range, because he does not. His entire playstyle revolves around being very close to your opponent and pretty much at about this distance, okay? You don't want to be too far away because you're not going to really be able to do much. Now, he's very, very quick and he's a bit of a bully, so you got to just picture if Centurion and Peacekeeper had a baby, this is what you would get. So he's very fast and he has a ton of punishes and unblockables, so you're going to be pushing your opponent around a bit, but keep in mind, it's better to be more reactive than, you know, offensive with this guy. You want a mixture of both, okay? You don't want to go fully reactive, but you also don't want to go fully offensive, because when you get caught with attacks, it does fuck you up pretty hard. He's like any other assassin. He can't take a whole bunch of punishment, so it's, you know, you can't be super aggressive with him and just let your guard down because you are going to get stomped. Alright, so first of all, let's get into his move kit. Keep in mind that he has the reflex guard, so it's sort of like the shinobi and the other assassins. It will go away after a short period of time. Now he has a larger stamina pool, okay, and he has faster regen and reduced cooldown times. And it does show, okay, you rarely run out of stamina with this guy unless you just absolutely go insane with your combos. And as soon as you do get low stamina, it does come back pretty damn quick. Now when you deflect, you get a skewer off of that. Now, the Valkyrie bot so far has been able to dodge the skewer after you deflect, but no other character that I've tested so far has been able to. I think the assassins might be able to, we're not sure. So me personally, I'm not sure if the Valkyrie being able to dodge the skewer after you deflect is a bug or if it's intended. If that's the case, then maybe all the assassins can do it as well. But so far on all the other heavyset guys, they are not able to dodge the skewer after you deflect, so it's guaranteed. For those guys, Valkyrie and all the assassins, it's a bit iffy right now. So keep in mind, like everyone else's zone attack, you can cancel it. He has a really fucking insane zone attack, okay? I'll show you guys that in a moment. He has bamboozle, okay? So Doggo is not happy about this. Doggo doesn't like being tricked, so Doggo fucks shit up. After you do your running sprint attack, you can hit guard break after you miss it and you'll bamboozle them, and basically you just throw a jab and it will stun them and, you know, daze them and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now he's Fusinia Ictus, okay? Now this thing is pretty damn cool. It's the toe stab, and if they're out of stamina, you want to abuse the Fusinia Ictus, because if you toe stab them when they're out of stamina, you smash them in the face, you slam them onto the ground, okay? They fall over and you can get a free heavy. Now for the skewer. Now some people like throwing people after they skewer them into walls and stuff. Me personally, I just love leaving the skewer in because the bleed damage on it is insane. So the way the skewer works, okay, when you skewer someone, if you just leave the attack, okay, you do not cancel it, you just leave it in, you'll keep your trident in their stomach, and then eventually they will cop a whole bunch of bleed damage. So the longer you keep the trident in them, the more bleed damage they take. And as you'll be able to see later, the bleed damage is pretty damn big. But if you choose to at any point while you have the skewer in them, you can basically press A or B to cancel it, okay, so you will just pull out, or you can press guard break to throw them in a certain direction, and of course you can throw them into walls and stuff. So that is how that skewer works. And of course you have skewer throw. You have the opportunity to throw people, you can cancel out of it, you can leave the skewer in for more bleed damage, you can press guard break, whatever you want to do, there's an option for you depending on your playstyle when it comes to the skewer. And now here's one of the things that makes the Gladiator extremely strong, okay? Now I'm going to say on the terms of OP, we'll have to wait and see with that, but it does make him very, very strong, and it's the fact you can use your Fusinia Ictus at any point in any chain, okay? So see all these chains over over here, I could go light, light, and then go for the toe stab. I can go heavy toe stab. I can go one light toe stab. I can do all 4 of them in toe stab. No matter which one you are using out of all these combos at any point, as long as you land one or whiff an attack, you can throw a toe stab down. So the first one we're going to look at is the Pest. So it's basically just 4 light attacks. Okay, now keep in mind that his light attacks are very fast. It's sort of like Peacekeeper. So anyone who hates Peacekeeper spam, the Gladiator can do Peacekeeper spam pretty damn easily, but it's pretty much just 4 light attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the first one. Now keep in mind, just keep changing directions with this thing, okay? And if you feel like it, you can basically add a toe stab to the end of it. Now the way you do the toe stab, you want to guard break and pull back on the movement stick at the same time, and you will toe stab, okay? That's the Fusinia Ictus. So if you want, you can go for 4 light attacks, change directions, boom, boom, Fusinia Ictus, okay? Toe stab. That right there is the Pest. The next one is Neptune's Rage, so it's just 2 heavies. Now his heavy attacks are very fast as well, okay? Look at that. Boom. Now keep in mind, once again, you want to chuck a toe stab in there at the end. Boom. Toe stab. You can do that if you want. If you only want to put 1 heavy down toe stab, that is a possibility. Same with the light attacks. 1, 2, and you can go for a toe stab. I'm not joking. You can literally just 1 toe stab. You can go 3. 1, 2, 3 toe stab. It's insane, okay? You can throw it into anything. But that is Neptune's Rage. The next one is Wave Rider, okay? So it's just a light attack followed by a heavy. Boom. Once again, make sure you change directions, okay? And also be careful with the heavies. They are quick, but you can still get parried pretty easily with them, okay? Now the next one is Encore. Once again, it's just 2 lights followed by a heavy. 1, 2, and then heavy. You can chuck a toe stab in there too if you really want, okay? So 2 lights, heavy. Boom. And then we have Twist of Fate. So it's basically the Pest, but you're adding a heavy on the end instead of the light, okay? So we go 1, 2, 3, and then heavy. Now, realistically, guys, the standing ovation and all of these ones, you're pretty much never gonna get the full chains off without someone parrying you, okay? Unless you're playing someone who's very new at the game, you're never gonna get to the end of these chains, okay? Most people by now are extremely skilled and they're just gonna parry it, so you really want to be careful with how many of these you throw out, especially the heavies, because they are slower and they are easy to parry. But the last one is standing ovation, and this is the big one, which you will never get off in a million years unless the guy is asleep, and that is 4 lights followed by a heavy. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy, and then toe stab. I just love throwing toe stabs in, they're amazing. Okay, so that is that one. Next, we're going to get into his sprinting attack. So when you are in free form, which is this, so when you hold down the left trigger, you go into guard mode. When you're out of it, it's free form. Okay, so as you are sprinting, what you want to do is you want to hit heavy attack and you'll jump for a diving attack like that, okay? You can hit them with it. It's basically a bit heavy. It is easy to parry, so keep that in mind as well. You don't want to just be charging at someone and then open up with this because they're most likely going to parry it. But the key thing here is you got Bamboozle, okay? So if you're running and you miss, you can follow it up with Bamboozle, okay? So all you do for that is, once again, you miss the initial attack, which I like to do on purpose. So you miss it, boom, and then follow up with a guard break, okay? And you'll dive in and you'll smack him in the face. Now, the only way for them to stop that jab after you miss the heavy attack, they have to dodge it. There's no other way. So that right there is the sprint attack. And now we're going to get into his dodges, followed by light attacks. Now, like any other assassin, he's able to do this from any side he wants. If you want to go from the right side, all you have to do is dodge in the direction. So movement stick in the direction you want to go. So I want to go right. I will dodge by pressing A and then follow up with a light attack, okay? Same with the left. So left side, A, light attack. Right side, A, light attack, okay? Now, we're going to be using a bunch of combos later on for this. So keep that in mind. You can also do this going forward, okay? So it's also good for a good gap closer. So forward A, and then you'll do light attack, and you'll jump forward like that, okay? Forward A, light attack, boom. Now, keep in mind, this is really good. If you see they're going to try and attack you, you can jump in. This thing is really quick, okay? Keep that in mind. It's fucking fast. Boom. So just forward A, light attack, and you'll be able to do that. You want to go to the sides, whichever side you want. Press A at the same time, and then light attack. So that is the crowd pleaser and the bee sting. And now we're getting into the punches, okay? Now, it's the exact same thing as the bee sting, but instead of light attacking, okay, you're going to be hitting guard break. So I want to go to the right, dodge, guard break, okay? Left, dodge, guard break. Now, keep in mind, it's unblockable, and it dazes them as well, okay? So as you can see, they got that swirly effect around their head, which means they're dazed and they can't see where your guard is coming from. So once they're dazed, they have to watch the movement of your character instead of your guard. Now, you can do this forward as well. And we got some combos off of this later on, which are some more advanced combos. Boom. Now keep in mind you can't get anything off this except for a heavy, but once again we're going to want to feint that, okay, because it's just going to get parried most of the time, or it's going to get blocked. People are really good at reading stuff. So if you do the dash into the jab, you can't get a light attack, okay? There's no light attack after that. But there is that heavy, so you can go boom and then go for a heavy, okay? And that's what the cheap shot one is, heavy. But I'll get into the combo for that later on. So that right there is the sucker punch, and if you follow it up with a heavy, that is the cheap shot. For Stria Engage, we went over, that is toe stab, boom. Now remember, if they're out of stamina and you toe stab them, you'll knock them onto their ass and you can get a free heavy off of that. Now the next one is the skewer. Now the way the skewer works is you can only do it after you do another move. So if I light attack and then pull back on the movement stick and press heavy, you'll skewer, okay? Just like that. So light, back on the stick, heavy, skewer. You want to hit those at the same time, the back on the movement stick and the skewer, okay? So light, back, heavy, boom. Now as you can see, the skewer does a shit ton of bleed damage if you leave it, okay? So I'll wait for her to get her health back. All I'm going to do is light attack, skewer. Boom. Look how much damage it does if I just leave it. Look at that bleed. That's insane, okay? Now, like I said, you are able to throw them. You can guard break if you want, which will throw them that way. You can choose whichever way you want, basically. Just pick the direction you want to go. So if I want to throw her left, I'll just skewer her and then pick left direction, okay, and throw her. Now, if they are near a wall, you can skewer them. So, boom, skewer, and then throw her into the wall, and then follow that up with a heavy. Personally, I just like doing the bleed, okay? The bleed for me works perfectly, and it's my favorite thing to do. It's fun to watch, just her staggering. The bleed is insane. Now, keep in mind, you can do the skewer off the heavy attacks as well. It's pretty much like the toe pin, okay? You can do it off anything. If I want to go 1, 2, 3, and then skewer, I can, okay? It's unblockable. It is a bit slower, so they have a higher chance to parry it, so keep that in mind. But if I want, I can choose to go for the toe stab, or I can choose to go for the skewer. Boom. The next one is a skewer deflect, which I'll show you in a moment. I showed you the skewer throw. All you do is guard break instead of leaving the skewer in, and you'll throw them. And then I'll switch over now to a level 1 bot, so I can show you guys all the parries. Alright guys, so we're here against a level 1 bot now. The first one I'm going to show you is the skewer deflect. So all you do is deflect into the target at the last second. If you're brand new to the game and you have no idea how to deflect, I have a full video on how to deflect. It goes very in depth, so go check that out as well. It will help you out greatly. But for everyone else who knows how to deflect, basically all you do is deflect, hit your right attack, and you will skewer. Now, like I said, on the Valkyrie, she does manage to dodge it every now and then, but everyone else, it seems to be guaranteed. So wait for him to attack, dodge in, and skewer. Boom. Okay. Boom, skewer. Okay, so you just want to deflect in whichever direction they want. Now, keep in mind, like I showed you just then, the bleeds don't really stack that much, okay? So you want to make sure that the first bleed you put on runs out before you go putting another bleed on them. Yeah, it's just so you get the most out of your bleeds, really, okay? So that's that one. Now, next one I'm going to be showing you is the counter jab. It pretty much has the exact same thing as the Centurion and the Warlord, okay? So if you guard break extremely fast after you parry, you will take away 90% of their stamina, okay? You smash them in the face, and there are a whole bunch of combos I'm going to be showing you later on as well that are a bit more advanced, but we'll go over them in a minute. So what you want to do is you want to parry and then guard break immediately. Boom, guard break, okay? Look at that, 90% of his stamina gone from one parry. It's insane that they gave him this. It's a problem with the Centurion, it's a problem with the Warlord, and they went and gave it to this guy as well. It's crazy. Keep in mind as well, it does count as a punch, okay? So they're going to be dazed as well. One more time. Boom. Smack. Okay? So that's that one. And then, of course, you can follow it up with a heavy attack as well. Guard break, heavy, okay? Now, they are dazed, so they don't know which way it's coming from. They will have to read your body language. So, one more time. You want to parry, guard break immediately, and then if you want, you can throw out that heavy. Alright guys, now when it comes to the Gladiator, I'm going to be showing you his zone attack, and it is pretty goddamn overpowered, I will tell you that, okay? So, when you zone attack, you do a bash first, okay? Now that shield bash, okay? If you land that heavy attack afterwards is guaranteed, okay? It's going to hit every time. 2 zone attacks and you will be out of stamina, so you have to keep that in mind as well. Boom, bang. It's just a beautiful way to open people up, and it's a beautiful way to just basically stop people from attacking like that. Boom, boom. And then once you have stamina, you want to toe pin. Toe pin to glory. Toe pin. And then follow up with those heavies. So that is the zone attack. Remember, just keep in mind, it's just heavy and light at the same time, and then you'll do that. You want to be close as well, okay? So that way you can actually, you know, smack him in the face if you so desire. So that is his entire moveset, guys. That's how you do everything. And now we're going to get into the advanced combos, okay? So the first one I'm going to show you is a pretty simple one. Like I said, these ones, use them sparingly because they have a high chance of being parried, but they're really cool to just throw out every now and then. The first one is just going to be a heavy attack. Just let a heavy attack rip and then go into your foot pin, okay? You want a heavy attack and then just foot pin, okay? Now keep in mind, once you get them hit with an attack, it's very hard for them to dodge the foot pin. It comes out extremely fast, and the only way they can really stop it is to dodge. So you just want a heavy foot pin. The next one you want to do is just a light attack into the foot pin. Light foot pin. But keep in mind as well, like any other light attack, if they block it, it basically gets thrown away and stops the chain. So light attack, foot pin. Okay, light attack, foot pin. You want to use that as a counter attack for when they throw out heavies. Light attack, foot pin. Now, can't stress enough, the heavy one, it has a high chance of getting parried. Keep that in mind. The light attack one can be parried as well. So a good thing to do, guys, is to whiff the attack and then go into that foot pin. As you can see like that, it works pretty damn cool. Execution. Boom. Especially when it comes to the light attacks, okay, whiffing it is really, really smart because it's quick and you can follow it up with that quick pin. Now, the next one we're going to look at is you want a heavy attack, but this time we're going to heavy attack. We're going to feint the heavy. We're going to guard break heavy into a foot pin, okay? So, heavy feint guard break, okay, you want a heavy and then foot pin. And then if they're out of stamina, they go to the ground. You can follow up with a free heavy. So one more time, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then foot pin. Now for the next one, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, but instead of the foot pin, we're going to go for a skewer. Alright, so heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then skewer, okay? And I just like to leave that one in there. Okay, so heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then skewer. Now, one thing to keep in mind as well, the skewer has insane fucking tracking. This thing goes far as shit, okay? Light attack, skewer, look at that. Look how far you travel with that thing. It's quite crazy. So once again, that one, all you want to do is heavy feint guard break, heavy attack, and then skewer. Leave it in and just watch them bleed. Now those two are going to be some of your main combos that you're going to be using, okay? Alright guys, so the next one we're going to be doing is a little bit more complicated and you want to use this on reaction most of the time. Now, it's the exact same combo we just did for both of them, but we're going to be adding it off a dodge light. So you want to dodge, light, heavy feint guard break, okay? Heavy, and then skewer. So, once again guys, you want to dodge, light, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then foot pin. Boom. Dodge light, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then foot pin. And of course he's out of stamina, so you'll knock him on the ground. It's really good to pick that one. So that one, once again for you guys, dodge light, heavy feint guard break, boom, and then foot pin, okay? Alright, so now for the skewer one, you want dodge light, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then skewer. Dodge light, heavy feint guard break, okay? Heavy, and then skewer. Leave it in for a bunch of bleed. And you just absolutely fucked them up with that combo. And now we're going to go for an easier combo, which is pretty damn good for harassing people, okay? And that's just dodge light into a foot pin. So, like I said, it's just dodge light and then foot pin. Even if you miss it, like I said, you can totally just whiff the thing if you want, okay? You can dodge light, miss it, and then go into the foot pin. That's totally fine if you want to. So you can even do it forward and then go into the foot pin. It's also good for an opener, okay? Because it stops your opener from being a dodging light attack. It makes it unblockable, basically, especially if you whiff it. So if I was to go forward, boom, even though he dodged it, doesn't matter. It's basically a free follow-up. It's kind of cool. Alright, so that one there is the dodge light into foot pin. Alright, next one, we're going to be going over the parries. Now these ones are pretty advanced and they take a bit of practice in order to get down. But what you want to do is you want to parry an attack, guard break immediately so you slam them in the face with your shield. You then want to heavy feint guard break, okay? Heavy, and then go into the foot pin. So it's like the other combo, but we're adding to it, okay? Parry guard break, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then foot pin. One more time. Parry guard break, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and foot pin. He's out of stamina now, and then you want to follow up with a heavy foot pin. And now one more time, because these are really long. So parry guard break, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and foot pin if he's out of stamina, so you can knock him onto his ass. Followed up by a heavy, another foot pin, and then you can basically get two of them before they get their stamina back. And as you can see, look at his health. It's fucking gone. Okay, we'll get a brand new bot. And just one more time for the skewer. So, parry guard break, heavy feint guard break, heavy, and then skewer. So that is how you do those two moves off of the parry. He has a whole bunch of pretty damn neat combos, and the last one we're going to be going over is the dodging and punching, okay? For this combo, what you want to do is you want to dodge, you want to punch, you can do this in any direction you want, okay? You then want to heavy, feint, guard break, heavy, and that is the first one, okay? So what you want to do is dodge, punch, heavy, feint, guard break, and then heavy attack, okay? That is the first one. So here we go. So you want to dodge, punch, heavy, feint, guard break, and then just heavy. That's the first one we're going to be showing, okay? You can do it from any side you want. Heavy, feint, guard break, boom. He's really weird with how he plays, guys. Sometimes he's a peacekeeper, sometimes he's a centurion, other times he plays like a berserker. It's a little bit crazy. But keep in mind for that combo, it's just dodge any way you want. Make sure you were close enough to land the hit, okay? You then want to heavy, feint, guard break into a heavy, okay? Boom, heavy, feint, guard break. Bam. So that is the first one. And now I think everyone can guess what we're going to be doing. So what you want to do is you want to dodge, punch, heavy, feint, guard break, heavy, foot pin. Okay, so we're going to start following up with some of those combos I already showed you. So, heavy, feint, guard break. Okay, heavy into the foot pin. Boom. Once again, you want to dodge, guard break for the punch, heavy, feint, guard break, heavy, and then foot pin. Keep an eye on your stamina as well. He has such a large stamina pool and fast regen, it's really hard to catch the guy. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time we're going to replace the foot stab at the end with the skewer. So one more time for the skewer one, okay? You want to dash forward into the jab, heavy, feint, guard break, heavy, and then skewer. And that is that one. Now, keep in mind something. I got to put a disclaimer across this thing, okay? Now, the majority of these combos are really, really good to know, okay? So you can mix it up. His mix-up potential is insane on the Gladiator. But when it comes to the skewers, most of the time, if they're good enough and quick enough, and depending on the situation, they can parry them. So you want to basically mix it up a lot between the skewers and the foot pin. The foot pin can be dodged most of the time, depending on the situation once again, but it's really quick and a lot harder to dodge than the skewer is to parry, okay? But you have to keep in mind that both of those moves are unblockables and they are very fast, okay? Even the skewer, it is a little bit slower than the foot pin, but it's still pretty damn fast. And when you're in a 4v4 situation, just whiff an attack, go for the skewer, and if you do it into someone's back, they can't stop you. And keep in mind as well that if you're versing more than one Gladiator in Dominion or 4v4 modes and you're by yourself, you're pretty much fucked because they'll just trade foot pin you and you can't do anything to stop it. You'll get foot pinned and you'll get skewered. It's the Centurion problem all over again, and it's insane. So overall, guys, the Gladiator is extremely strong. He is pretty balanced to a degree. I thought he was going to be way worse than he is. I'm talking 1v1 right now, okay? In 1v1, he's pretty damn balanced. He's very, very strong. Everything has a chance to be countered to a certain degree, except for the foot pin, which just comes out extremely quick. Especially once the new out of stamina changes come in eventually, and you have a slower dodge. Good luck dodging that foot pin, okay? That thing's going to wreck people. But overall, the Gladiator is extremely strong. There are a few things in his kit that are OP, like the foot pin, like the skewer if you whiff it, especially in 4v4, okay? In 4v4, once again, he's just like Centurion, he's OP as fuck. And the Highlander is going to be exact same just because of the fact he has those unblockables at will. You can just come up behind people and they're not able to stop it because they just get pounded in the ass. If there's more than one Gladiator, pretty much GG. So overall, he's an extremely easy character to pick up. He's extremely hard character to master and get his combos down. In 4v4, he is OP as fuck, especially if there's more than one of him, just like the Centurion and stuff due to all the toe pins and that. And in 1v1, he is fairly balanced, and I would say he's, you know, in the higher tiers. But that is all I have for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this guide, and I really hope it helped out. Keep in mind that I have my Highlander guide coming out as well. For those of you who want to learn the Highlander is an extremely weird one, and I got a few criticisms with him. I don't know where exactly he's going to fall, so keep an eye out for that video. And I'm also going to be putting out a discussion video about my impressions about the Highlander and the Gladiator after I get these guides out. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the Gladiator? I would really love to hear from you guys. So make sure you leave those comments down below. Please share this video around. It really helps me a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.